Okay, everyone. So in this week's lecture, I've just kind of broken down into a couple of different videos just to make it a little bit easier for people to follow. But this first one's just like a quick introduction to what we're going to do. So my name's Matty. Most of you probably have me had me for game prototyping in year one, or you might have me for mission design now. You probably had me for last week's mission design lecture. But I'm one of the game design lectures, and I specialize in kind of Unreal Engine and implementation. So what we're going to be running through in the videos today is just a real quick intro to Unreal. We're going to be looking at just some of the basics to begin with. So I'll talk you guys. I'll assume that everyone's not used Unreal before. So if you have, I apologize if it kind of feels like we're going over old stuff, but it never kind of hurts to have this stuff refresh in your head. So we're going to run through some of the real basics in Unreal. I'll just try and skim through a lot of that. Hopefully, people have used Engine by now. You'll probably most of you be using for mission design anyway, which is fine. Then I'm going to run through an introduction to the UMG editor, which is Unreal's motion graphics editor, which is what we use for all our interface design and implementation and stuff. We're going to do a quick little bit on game modes. So we'll talk through exactly what they're used for, why we kind of need to use them. So for this project, you're probably going to need maybe like 2 game modes, which isn't a lot. But we'll go through how to set one up and how to customize it and stuff like that. And then we're going to move on to creating some widgets. So we're going to make I'm going to make a rough demo widget, which I will make in Unreal, and then I'll share the project file if anyone wants to have an experiment with it. So I'll be talking through just real quickly how we can get a widget up and running, how we can test it, how we can implement it. And then from there, we're going to look at customizing widgets and how we can add in like our own kind of brushes for buttons, how we can customize the colors, the hover states, and stuff like that. As we go through as well, we'll end up doing like some little bits of scripting. So I will capture all that in Unreal, and then if you guys have any questions, you can obviously pop them in an email, or you can bring them up to Helen, and she'll forward them on to me. And then in next week's lecture, we'll be covering kind of some of the more advanced stuff on top of this. So we'll be looking at some like HUD implementation, how to bind the variables, how to set up some kind of like test level variables so you can demo your stuff working. And we'll be looking at some like interactive kind of more diegetic UI working inside the game world and stuff.